What's up, Danny?
Good. How you doing?
Congrats on the win, man.
Thank you, bro.
All right, we're gonna get something. I got to ask you something different off the. We'll talk about the fight in a second. Man, you got a potty mouth on you.
Yeah, I've always been this way. That's just how I am. I understand that it turns a lot of sponsorships away, it turns a lot of money away from me, turns a lot of fans away. But that's just me. I always preach be yourself, and that's who I am. I'm not gonna tone it down. I'm not gonna do anything different. That's me. If you don't like it, I don't give a shit. If you like it, go ahead. That's me.
So my second question was, I think I know the answer, but what's your favorite swear word? Do you have one?
Oh, it's fuck. It's
Of
by far.
course,
I
yeah.
use it every fucking sentence. It's just how I am.
Do you really think that turns fans off? Like legit?
I mean, I think people tune into a lot of violence and a lot of trash talk like that, but I also know that I have a lot of haters out there. You know, I'm not dumb. I don't really pay attention to all the hate, but I do see it. You know, when I go on social media, I'm just bombarded with about 20 fucking hate things before I get to one positive thing, but I don't give a shit. I love it. And again, that's just who I am. I know a lot of people put on a fake persona and they do all this shit. If anything, it doesn't really help me. I don't get sponsorships because people are always like, oh, we want to sponsor you, but there's kids watching and all that shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm not in this for the money. I'm in there to beat the fuck out of somebody. I am so fucking happy right now that I just got that win. No amount of money or anything can trump my happiness.
You were a pretty big. I think the biggest favorite on the card betting wise. Was he tougher in there than you thought he was going to be? It seemed like he clipped you with a few things. So,
well, he's very fucking powerful. Me and my camp, we knew that shit. We knew going in, he can put the lights off with anybody. He just has to tag them. He throws very powerful shots, throws a lot of hooks, throws a lot of loopy shots. Sometimes those are easy to counter, but if you don't counter them and time them at the right spot, then you get fucking knocked out. I didn't feel like going to sleep in there. I feel like being an awake beast. And that's just what I did. You know, I knew I would face a little bit of adversity in there because when you got a young kid in there that's just gunning guns blazes, nothing to lose, you get their best fight. And I knew I would get his best fight, but that's nothing compared to what I see.
Did you figure that, you know, his best version would include, you know, going after a leg like that? And then secondly was how tight was it? I mean, obviously he got out of it pretty quickly, but did he have it?
You know, it's funny because I was watching one of his old fights about 6 years ago. He fought somebody. I think the guy's last name was De Jesus or some shit like that. And I didn't see it until this morning when I was watching film that he went for a leg lock. And me and my coaches saw that. So we actually practiced a little bit of defense there in the back before this fight right now. I didn't think he was going to break it out just because that's so risky, man. In MMA, if you don't get it, you keep getting clipped, hit in the face repeatedly if you don't get that submission. So props to him for going for it. That's a kid that didn't really give a shit about anything and just went for it. I can respect that. He's a very good fighter. He's going to be very successful in Bellator. I know it.
You finished him with a choke. It took a few times before you were finally able to get it. Was that part of the game plan all along that you figured that would be there?
Yeah, the game plan for me is simple. It's every time. I don't give a fuck who's listening. I don't care if anybody in any organization is listening. I do the same fucking shit. Try to fucking stop it. If I take it to the ground, your grappling is not going to be as good as mine. I wanted to throw the hands a little bit more. I did more than my other fights this fight. I think I clipped him a couple times, hit him with a bunch of calf kicks. Really wanted my hands to go. You know, I was DMing with Mark Zuckerberg before this fight, and he said, good luck tonight. Let's see the hands flow. That encouraged me to let the hands flow. So shout out to Zuck for fucking having me throw some punches, having me clip the guy. But you know, I just take every opening. Some people say they don't want to see me fucking fight on the ground. It's easy. Stop my fucking takedown. You don't want to see me grapple? Stop the takedown and we'll stand up. I got no problem standing and banging. Have some fucking defense. Sorry, you guys suck.
I wouldn't be doing my job properly if I didn't ask a follow-up on the Mark Zuckerberg thing. So can you give some background on that?
I don't want to elaborate too much. You know, I don't want to put too much of his information out there. He's a good friend of mine. He's the fucking shit. He's the leader of the free world. He's the fucking shit. And he encouraged me to show off my striking tonight. Swear to God. We were talking about the game plan for this fight. You know, obviously you don't want to stray away from it too much. You don't want to be too crazy out there. When you're the better fighter, you want to play it safe and you want to get the victory and the finish, but play it safe just because you want to fight your fight. But when you got a DM from Mark Zuckerberg saying to show off the hands, you got to show off the fucking hands. Show off the hands, clipped them, say goodnight.
Why are you worried about sponsorships then? If you can get in his DMs, he can sponsor you.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the money. He's my friend. He's not so much there for money. I would never ask him for money or anything like that. He's a fan of fighting. He's a savage. I've seen him training out there. And yeah, he's just a fucking all around good dude. You know, I didn't want to make this about him or anything like that. I hate to even name drop him. I don't like doing that shit, but he's the fucking shit. And he recognizes real talent. You know, I don't mean to be cocky or anything, but obviously he recognizes that I'm fucking awesome and I'm a very good fighter. So it's just what it is.
How much of what was successful tonight was improvements, I guess, or modifications after the Stotts fight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always improving. I'm fairly new to this game. And when you're young in this game and you train at the best team in the world, at American Top Team, you have no choice but to get better if you show up. And I show up every day, twice a day. I love this fucking sport. I love showing up to the gym. I love showing up to practice. I love my coaches and my teammates, everybody that supports me. So how could I not get better? You know, just show up, listen to your fucking coaches fully, because there's a lot of people out there that want to do their own shit. They show up, but maybe they do their own warm up or whatever. I don't do any of that shit. I take this shit seriously. I'm a professional. I'm the best in the world. I didn't just get that way by chance. I took risks. I had a lot of fucking sacrifices, and I listened to my fucking coaches 110%. I don't give a fuck. If I went out there and my head coach, Mike Brown, said, all you're going to do this fight is throw spinning head kicks, you know what I would throw it out there? Spinning fucking head kicks every time. I listen to my coaches fully, and I attribute my success to them.
You called out Magomedov for Chicago in a couple months for a hometown fight. If you can't get him, do you want on that card no matter what, and you'll take anybody?
Yeah, I need to fight June 16th in Chicago. That is my homeland. That is my fucking people. That's my family, my friends, my fans. Some of my teammates are out there. Everybody that I fucking know is out there in Chicago. I need to bring the fucking house down there. We can sell that shit out, and the crowd will be chanting Sabatello. That's going to be a fucking sick-ass venue for me. But before that, I got to go back to Fort Lauderdale, party my ass off. You got to enjoy the wins in this game. I just beat a very tough opponent. You know, one of my buddies just engaged his fiance in Italy yesterday. I got to go back and celebrate that. I got another boy who just graduated from fire school. He's going to be a fireman. We got a lot of celebrating to do in Fort Lauderdale, but I got about 1 week of fucking partying before I get right back to the best gym in the world, and I train for June 16th. I'm hoping it's Magomedov because he's been running his mouth a little bit of me. I think that's a massive fight. I think that puts me on track for a title fight after that, but give me fucking anybody. I just hope Magomedov, the Russian, is man enough to fight me at my hometown.
Hey, Danny K. Williams for Can Chronicles Media. Congratulations on the win. In the bantamweight division, who do you see that can really compete with your wrestling acumen?
In terms of the wrestling, nobody, you know, but this is a crazy game, and it's very fortunate for other people that you can slip on a banana peel, that if you aren't fucking toned in a title fight for 25 straight minutes, you're going to lose. We are at the top of this sport. I'm in Bellator. I'm in the best fucking promotion. So you have to be on your game the entire fight. It's very simple to just lose track of the game plan. I'm a hard guy to fucking beat, not just because of my grappling, but because I'm fucking relentless to it. If you go back and watch the fight tonight, I didn't get the first few takedowns. I shot about 4 or 5 times. I bet half of the fans out there were thinking, holy shit, he's not getting his fucking takedown. You know what I'm thinking there? I'm thinking money in the bank. He stopped these takedowns. He's getting a little bit tired each one. Just fucking go, go, go. Keep going at him. It'll eventually come. That's my mindset. Just grind this motherfucker out. So I fucking kept going. I kept shooting. I'll get to my attack. I get my position. Boom, done.
Did the leg bar kind of shake you up tonight mid-second round?
A little bit, just because I thought I was in good position. I didn't think I was in danger of that. He's very strong, maybe a little bit stronger than I anticipated. Once he had it, I knew it wasn't too tight. I knew I'd be fine. You know, sometimes when people go for that shit, they also burn out their arms. So a piece of me was trying to think like, okay, fuck it. Let him go for it. The crowd will go nuts. Hopefully the judges don't think it's too tight because it's not that tight. And then he ended up giving it up like I knew he would, and I went right back on top. You know, that's a risky position where if you do get it, obviously you can end the fight. You tear someone's fucking leg off. But if you don't get it, man, you're fucking tired because you burned your arms out. And that's what he did. After that, you kind of saw something a little bit changed in him, and he was beginning to give up. That wasn't just because my choke was so tough. That was because I fucking wore him out for about 8 minutes before that.
And I know you claim to not be money motivated, man, but if someone offered you $1 million to go hang out and have lunch with Stotts, would you?
Fuck no. I'd probably fucking rob that money, take my lunch, and shove his fucking face in my food, and then kick him in his fucking jaw and break his teeth. I hate that motherfucker. I'll always hate that motherfucker.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a couple from Zoom. Jay Anderson.
Hey, Danny, congrats on the win tonight. Just a quick one. Your first finish since prior to Bellator, since 2020. How does that feel, and is that something that you were focused on tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you're always chasing the finish. I'd be lying if I said in my previous fights I wasn't chasing the finish. I'm always chasing the finish. It's fucking hard. You fight in an organization like Bellator where all it is fucking killers. Man, it's fucking hard to finish these guys. I'm also a guy that has very good conditioning. So in my mind, I wish these fights were 7 rounds long. If these fights were longer than 3 rounds, I'd have all finishes. But I was lucky enough to put the fucking pedal to the metal for about 7 or 8 minutes, then get the finish. Again, what I said previously, that wasn't just because I happened to slip in a choke. That was because I grinded him out for about 8 minutes, and then I got the choke in. So As long as I get to my fucking attacks and I fucking attack people and I just keep fucking coming in their fucking face relentlessly, they will begin to give up. And I just have to remember to keep doing that. You know, sometimes you can't be too relentless because then you get stupid and you run into some crazy knee or whatever. So you got to be smart and relentless at the same time. It's a crazy mix, but I feel like I'm starting to peak and I'm understanding what that perfect relentless and smartness is.
Dylan Napoleon.
Danny, congrats on the win. I wanted to ask, when you were in that first round and he stuffed a couple of them takedowns, what was going through your mind? Did it worry you at all? Were you thinking you had to switch up the game plan at all? You know, how'd you approach that?
No, stick to the game plan 110%. Live by the sword, die by the sword. If I fucking lose for going relentless, fighting my style, so be it. Hats off to the other guy for being better than me, but I'll keep fucking saying it. No one's fucking better than me. You know, I always say they might stuff my first 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 takedowns, but I am not stopping. I will not get ashamed of shooting. A lot of the times these guys stuff the shots. They don't understand it's not a win for them. If anything, at worst for me, it's a draw. It takes a lot of fucking effort to stop a takedown. You start burning your arms out. All the blood goes to your arms. That's money in the bank for me. So it's a win-win scenario if I shoot. If I shoot and they tie me with a knee, obviously that's a different story. Your lights are out, the fight's over. But if I shoot and they just stuff the takedown, okay, no harm, no sweat. I'll come again in about 15 fucking 20 seconds. Doesn't matter. So he was stuffing the shots. I was just thinking in the back of my mind, all right, the takedown will come. I'll get him out of here, and then I'll go chug some vodka. Thank you.